Alright guys, so today I'm going to be kind of going over how I do some melee camp hard mode vork. Um, and this method you can actually get the Grandmaster timer. Um, there's also the range melee grid, which is much faster, but there's already some guides out there for that. So I'm not going to hit on that. This is just the melee camp, which is easier. It is slower, but it's easier. It's uh, it's pretty relaxed when I don't feel like putting in a ton of effort. Um, so to start, we're just gonna go over the what I'm using. So as you can see, it's biting. I don't have Undead Slayer on this gear. If you wanted to put it on your gear, you absolutely could, but you don't really need a ton of damage on Vorkath, because if you go too fast, you actually run into some cooldown issues with like your meteor and circuit coming back. So, ironically enough, it's one of those where you actually don't want to go as fast as possible. Um, but if you are struggling with even just kind of getting to that point in the first place, then you absolutely throw Undead Slayer on. Dragon Slayer does not work, and the Dragon Slayer perk, or not perk, the like sigil doesn't work, but the Undead perk and the Undead sigil do work. So if you want those, absolutely. You can see in the top right, I have a Dragon Slayer task. You can get that farther down, closer to like 5 if you want for some more damage with Genocidal. Um, but again, you'll see you don't really need it, and the task doesn't actually go down because you're not actually killing Vorkath for this. So, as you can see on kind of my buff bar and in my inventory and everything, we're just running best in slot like Vestments, Langs, and EZK. But you are using a Vamp Scrim and a Hellhound, which provides a lot of healing, and that's pretty much what makes this such a relaxed method. Um, the only thing we're doing at the pre-fight is going to be the Dragon Battle Axe and installing an EZK. In my inventory, you'll see that the 2 EOFs I have is the Mercy Dagger and an Annihilation. Beyond that, I'm going to take this kill a little bit slower. So I'm not actually going to get the GM time on this kill just so I can talk it through. But so we're doing the DBA, and then for those who don't know how or what's going on in this right here, I swapped it to my EZK. You click on the dummy and you hit the EZK spec. You saw the adrenaline go down. It means I successfully stalled it. We're gonna re-get our adrenaline, and then we're gonna go into the instance. You'll see I hit escape right here. That's just to make sure I stay in combat to keep the stall. Then rejoin, surge. Again, that just keeps me in combat to maintain the stall. And this part is, it can be a little annoying, especially as you can see, I have pretty bad graphics. My laptop's not all that great. And the loading time in this fight can be pretty brutal. So once you enter, you need to make sure that you're going to surge and dive, but you're going to end up right next to Zimortal, not Vorkath. If you aren't directly in melee distance, when you target cycle to release your EZK stall, it's not going to work, especially because basically, so I have my keybind set up where H is target cycle and V is Vong. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna hit H, V, and then I click on Meteor Strike, and that means I release the EZK stall and cast Meteor Strike at the same time. If I'm not in melee distance and I do my target cycle Vong Meteor Strike, I'm going to override the EZK stall with a Meteor stall. I'm going to run into melee distance, release the Meteor stall, and I'm not going to cast the EZK. So the way you know you did it right is you can see right here, the EZK went on cooldown. Right, it's starting to tick down. If you don't see your EZK going on cooldown when you cast your Meteor Strike, it didn't work, right? So that's how you know that it worked. After that, the rotation's actually pretty easy. It's a preparation, berserk, barge, doing the overpower and bleeding the flurry. And this is obviously with Langs the whole time, because we're kind of trying to build those Lang specs. It just helps for later on down the road. And then at this point, all you're really focusing on is just spamming your assault and your overpower. That's it. Nothing really matters. So we're just doing on our assault. I just did the undead sigil. Now we're going to do overpower. Again, we're going to do assault. And it's pretty much just back and forth of assault, overpower, assault, overpower. After that second assault, it should have phased if everything's going right. And once he phases, you can see I hit anticipation, because within the next 10 seconds, I'm going to be getting that spike. So there they are. You're going to just dive away, use your flurry, keep that Zerk going, and again, another assault, and depending on the HP, either another overpower, and then either another assault, or you're just going to hang out. So again, I'm going a lot slower on this one. I would have done that assault there initially, but I kind of wanted to show that if we look at his HP, when I initially did that overpower and I didn't do the assault, I had like 20 seconds left on Meteor Strike. If I phased him right then and there, then when it came to doing the Zamorgil portion of the fight, I would not have had Meteor, I would not have had Zerk, it just would have failed. The whole kill would have failed because everything would be on cooldown. So this is what I'm saying, is where you don't need tons of damage, because if you go too fast, you're pretty much screwed. You don't want to phase into the next portion until you have like 10 seconds or less on your Meteor Strike. So at this point, I'm just hanging out. I'm stalling, I'm eating, I'm just casting some arbitrary defensives, maybe do a bleed just for some heals. He's got the shield, so now it's going to go even slower, which actually is what kind of caused me to get this next mechanic, but it's not the end of the world. So if that happens, it doesn't really matter. Just dodge the spikes, dodge the wave, but we're into the next portion. So now this part, this is the only bit that is specific, and it will mess you up if you do it wrong. So you can see I cast the Annihilation spec. That's going to give me a lot of damage. That's great. But if you don't swap to your Easy K before casting the Annihilation spec, so if you cast the Annihilation spec, then with your Langs on, you swap to the Easy K, it's going to clear it, because that spec is weapon locked. So you have to make sure you swap back to your Easy K, then do the Annihilation spec, and then you can move on. After you do the Annihilation spec, you're basically going to cast your Meteor, you're going to do one more ability, maybe a bleed or something to get those stacks up, and then we're just waiting for our Berserk. We're going to just barge in, rip that overpower, bleed something, do the Easy K, right? Roar Easy K, make sure you don't forget the button, and then you're just spamming your big abilities, your dagger specs, more overpowers, APOT, Hurricane, really anything, a punish when he's nice and low. But it's a very straightforward, just make sure you use your APOT and spam all of your heavy hitting stuff. Overpower as much as you can, and that's it, it's done. So you'll see I got a 149, 150 or so on that kill. Again, just going a little slow. I also got that shielder, which kind of made it even slower, but just for the sake of kind of talking it through, that's that time. So now I'm going to show the very next kill, in which case I'm not going to be doing any voicing or talking or trying to explain anything. I'm just going to let it ride, and you'll see that you can blow that 145 out of the water with exactly what I did. So hopefully this helps. Best of luck, and I hope to see some more vork pets out there. Good luck, everyone. Let's let it ride.